in China solved for the red area. So this problem was solved by many people, but here I'm solving just by using mathematics in high school. So we have the area here, and if we want, for example, to take the area, to find area A1, which is this part here and this part here, and the A2, we can subtract the semicircle here from the rectangle. If we are subtracting, we get the A1 and A2. So this side is 8 and this side is 4. So let's go to the next slide. As I said, if we are taking the rectangle and subtracting by the semicircle, and we already know the diameter is 8, but the radius is 4. And if we want to know the area of this semicircle is pi r squared divided by 2, which is 16, because r squared is, the radius is 4 squared is 16. Pi divided by 2 is 8 pi. So this area here, A1 and area A2 are congruent, and both areas are 32 minus 8 pi. But just one area here, what we are interested to know this area, A1, this area here, what we are calling A1 here, this area we are interested because here is the red area. So now here the A1 is 16 minus 4 pi. So let's go now to this everything what we have, and the triangle, upper triangle, when is separated by the circle here, we are divided in many areas. So A3, A4, A5, A6, and A7. So A3 here and A4 are two congruent triangles. Those are congruent. But to find, for example, the angle theta here, angle theta is, we already found 26.565, but to verify this, how we found it, we found in this way tangent theta is equal with sine theta over cosine theta according to the trigonometry. In other way, with other words, the tangent theta is equal with the opposite side of the triangle divided by the adjacent side. And opposite side is 4 and adjacent is 8. So it's 4 divided by 8. And when we simplify, it's going to be 0.5. 4 over 8 is 0.5, or 1.5 is 0.5 here. Let's use a decimal point because we need to find in a calculator. So now to find the tangent theta here, we already know is theta is equal with the tangent inverse or arcus tangent of arcus tangent or inverse tangent minus 1 of 0.5. And when we plug in a calculator, we can, let's plug in a calculator here. Let's take a calculator. And when plug in a calculator here, we get 26.56. So let's see, is a 0.5. And because we have here arcus tangent, here it is 26.565. So we already have here. But now we need, for example, we need here to find the theta central angle here. Let me write this with a different, let me denote with theta 1. And to find the central angle here, and this theta we already know is inscribed angle in the circle, and this has to be twice more the central angle than the inscribed angle, which is a 2 times, we just multiply this by 2, the angle theta, and we get 53.13. So this angle here is 53.13. So I will write here because I don't have enough space, 0.13. So we already have this theta 1 here. So now A3, to find the area A3 and A4, as I said, are congruent. To find, we need to find H and B. How we can find H and B? By using a trigonometry, here we already know this H and diameter is 4, and from this point to this point here is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 4, is a radius. And now the H is the opposite side, So we can take is hypotenuse times sine theta, sine theta. And now h is going to be equal. Let me write with the red color here. Maybe it's much easier when I want to find them. And sine theta is 26.565. We already have here this value, 565. Even I don't have to write it here. I can write in a calculator. And let me divide by 2 this one here. And we have this value, and is a sine. So let me put here in the sine is 0.4, and time the hypotenuse 4, we have the value 1.788. So h is a 7 point, let me check again, 1.79. Let me write 1.79. So is 1.79. So we can write 1.79. And now I'm looking for the b. And b is adjacent, which is going to be hypotenuse 4 times a cosine. Cosine of 26.565. 26.565. So, and b is equal. So we can find out the value of the b. And value of the b is 26.565. And cosine gives me this number times the hypotenuse 4, which is 3.5577. So let me write 3.5778. So now A3 and A4 are congruent, but let's say if we wanted to find the whole area A3 and A4, just let me write a different color. A3 and A4, A3 plus A4, because both are a triangle, they can be as a rectangle. I can calculate as a rectangle because the triangle is a half of the rectangle. And this is going to be equal. So now I just b times h. Both of them b times h. And with one shot I can find them. And the A3 plus A4 is equal. So let me use a calculator here. 3.577 times 1.79. 1.79. And this is 6.4. 6.4 units square. 6.4. Now I needed to find this area of the sector. Area of the sector here, let me write this A5 with a black color, because it's much easier to find when I need. And A5 is going to be equal with theta 1 divided by 360, and the area of the whole circle, pi times r square. And this is going to be equal. But now theta 1 is 53.13. So 53.13 we divide it by 360, and we get this value here. So now R4 is a 16, because 4 squared is 16 times 16, and time pi is 7.4118. So it's 7.4118. So this is what we have here. And now we want to find A6. What's going to be A6? A6, let me write with a different color, a little bit looks better. A6 is equal with a big triangle here, and the big triangle, let me write here and with a simple triangle, and is going to take out all these areas here. All these areas is going to be A5 minus A5 minus A3 minus A4. All these areas we can take out, and minus A4. So all these areas. So A6 is equal. And I'm looking out for the big triangle. If we are looking for the triangle here, this big triangle is going to be 1.5, this side 4 times 8. And 1.5, 4 times 8 is 32 divided by 2 is a 16. So this is a 16. And A5 is a 7.418. 7.418. So just by using a high school mathematics, we can solve this problem here. And the area A3 and A4 is 6.4. So it's a 6.4. And now we can find the A6. So just let me use a calculator here and we can find it. So A6, I have a 7.41. This is A5. Let me go and plus 6.4. 6.4, area 3 and 4. And let me take out the 16. And this is a negative number. Let me put a positive 2.18. 2.18. 2.18. I can write in some decimals here, 2.18, and I can write in some decimals because I want to go as close as I can to the 17. So let me write a more decimal number, so I'm going to approach the more closer to this one. But look now here, A1, what we had here. So this is A1, this part here A1. Or if we want to go a little further, you see A1 is this part here, A1, and this is A2. Those are the same. And now this A1, this part A1 here, let me write different color maybe. A1 is equal with the A7 plus A6, or A6 plus A7. We already see here, plus A7. But if we want to solve for A7, we need A7 here. We can subtract by minus A6 everything, and A7 is going to be equal with A1 minus A6. A1 minus A6. And A1, if we are looking at A1, we already see here, A1 was 16 minus 4 pi. Is a 16 minus 4 pi. And A6 is 2 point minus. A6 is 2.1817. 2.187. 8117. And now let me use a calculator here. Is 2.1 okay? First of all, let me go with 4 pi. 4 times pi is 3.14. And times 4 is 12.56. And is a plus 2.1817 is equal to 14.74. But now let's subtract by 16 here, or this I can write a negative sign because those are negative, and let me add the plus 16. And I get 1.2519. So A7 is equal with 1.25 25. So let me approximately, and this value was found approximately even in all other YouTube channels or videos, but this one is using just the high school mathematics.